What's your favorite high school sports memory? A late inning rally? A game-winning shot? A photo finish? Maybe it's a pep rally or a pregame ritual. Maybe it's the euphoria of a late-night bus ride home after a hard-fought win. Maybe it's having pizza with teammates after the game. Now, imagine if it never happened at all. School sports need your help. With budgets getting tighter, it's more than the games that are on the line. It's all the traditions, the community pride, the culture of your hometown high school. Plus, all those memories that are on the line, too. What can you do? It's simple. Buy a ticket when you can. Go to a game. Take the whole family. Let's do everything we can to keep those cherished school sports memories alive.
This message presented by the Alabama High School Athletic Association and the Alabama High School Athletic Directors and Coaches Association.
Welcome everyone to this week's edition of AHSAA TV Weekly. Alabama high school athletics never seems to stop these days. Basketball, bowling, wrestling, indoor track, and so much more are on tap for today's show. I'm your host, Susan Carruthers, and it's been a record-breaking week, literally. We'll talk today with Hazel Green girls basketball coach Tim Miller and player Leah Brooks. The Lady Trojans just set a new girls consecutive win record streak by winning their 87th game in a row. We'll also catch up with Deschler girls head coach Jana Killen and senior guard Chloe Siegel. They'll be joining us today to talk about Chloe's three-point shooting mastery. She broke the NFHS national record for career three-pointers over the weekend. We also look forward to catching up with Saraland High School track and field coach James Dearman, two of his runners, Morgan Davis and Ryan Williams. And as always, we look forward to our weekly highlights from AHSAA Director of Social Media, David Holtzford. David is featuring some incredible high school basketball highlights this week, as well as the best from last week's AHSAA State Bowling Championships and Last Chance Indoor Track Meet. You won't want to miss a thing. We'll be right back after this in just a moment.
Retirement planning, investment planning, education planning, ad valorem, blah, 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 blah. Financial planners love to show their version of a perfect retirement, but what about your perfect retirement? At AmFirst Financial, we'll get to know you first, so we can make a plan for the person you'll be years from now, and future you will be glad we planned ahead. So call AmFirst Financial today. You'll thank you later.
Are you an enthusiastic sports fan? Want to have fun and get in on the action?
Heck yes, that'd be awesome.
Have great attention to detail? Want to stay active?
Definitely.
Want to give back to the student athletes in your community?
Obviously, yes.
Then you'd make an excellent high school sports official. We need more officials in Alabama, because with no high school officials, there are no high school sports. Sign up today at highschoolofficials.com.
The perfect checking account doesn't exist. Not at a bank, that is. So why do you keep looking there? At AmFirst, you can get no minimum balance or monthly fees, an instant issue debit card, and free checks with unlimited check writing. But who doesn't want more? Like a rewards program you'll actually use, and convenient digital tools that make it easy to manage your account from anywhere. Now you could try and find that at a bank, or you could save yourself the trouble by checking with us.
A game without a crowd is just a scrimmage. A performance without an audience is just a rehearsal. Without your presence, high school sports and the performing arts aren't possible. Ensure that these essential extracurricular activities continue to enrich the lives of students in Alabama. Purchase a ticket to your local high school's game or performance.
This message presented by the AHSAA.
All right, we are proud to welcome to the program today Hazel Green girls basketball coach Tim Miller and outstanding player Leah Brooks. Welcome to the program.
Oh, thanks for having us. Thank you.
Absolutely. Well, we've got a lot to talk about today. Coach Miller, first, I have a lot of things to congratulate you for. The list is long. This record-setting 700th win of your high school coaching season. You were selected into the Alabama High School Sports Hall of Fame last year. Both are tremendous accomplishments. And then obviously we have to talk about this basketball team. But first, Coach, let's start with you. Just that long list of accomplishments. How does that feel to you as a coach?
It means I've been coaching a long time and I'm old. That's what that means. Because I was coaching I've been coaching a long time. Go back to the early '90s when I started, and it's been a career where I guess this last tail end of my career here has been the best I've ever had because I got good kids and good parents that really like what's going on.
Well, the one record that we want to focus on today is that Hazel Green recently set the 87th consecutive win record over the weekend. So tell us, what does that say about this particular girls basketball team you've got right now?
It says a lot. It says a lot. It's a tribute to the girls in there that understand that that the previous girls have left behind. We talked about this over the weekend. Leah is the only one who has started in that locker room on this varsity basketball team who has started all of that streak. Now, Sydney Stewart was on the team as a freshman, but she didn't start all the games, whereas Leah has started every one of those. So it probably means a little bit more to her than it does everybody else. The rest of them is like, okay, well, it's business as usual. We're just trying to get better on a daily basis of practice and get ready for our next game.
Well, Leah, let me ask you, having started in all 87 of those games, what does this record mean to you personally?
It means a lot. It shows that all my hard work is paying off, and I just want to continue the record more.
Well, let me ask y'all, obviously before you officially broke the record over the weekend, is the streak something you talked about? I know sometimes these things aren't talked about, when you're in the middle of them. So did y'all kind of know this was coming up?
My assistant coaches had brought it up, maybe before the season started. Went in one ear, right out the other. We did not talk about it till right towards the very end, and I made the comment in the locker room. Streaks are great, but it doesn't mean anything because we want to win championships. Streaks can be broken, and streaks can be taken from you, but a championship can't be taken from you. So our ultimate goal is trying to win the last game. So no, we did not talk about that. Up until Friday, Saturday. We mentioned something Friday or Saturday because all the news reporters and TV stations, they all started coming around. So I had to address it a little bit because they're there, but that's when we started talking about it over the weekend.
Well, I like that perspective about streaks can be taken away from you, championships can't. That's a great perspective. But speaking of streaks, our stats people looked this up. According to the NFHS list, Baskin, Louisiana is the nation's longest girls basketball winning streak with 218 wins in a row. Now that was back between 1947 and 1953. So are your sights now set on a bigger record?
No, we're going to play Hoover tomorrow night. That game could go either way, and there were several games during that streak. I just look back at it like, we were fortunate to win several of those games. It just kind of fell just right for us. No, our sights are not set on that. We're just trying to get better as a basketball team.
Well, Leah, are you a senior this year?
No, I'm a junior.
You are a junior, so you've got another season even after this one, but have you thought any about what you might want to do after high school as it relates to basketball?
Well, I thought about being a marine biologist. My mom did bring up playing professional maybe, but I just never thought about it. I really don't want to, but I might change my mind later on, but I don't know.
Leah's committed to the University of Alabama.
Very good. Well, you've got some time to figure out the rest of it. But but this question for both of you, what do you think that this team needs to do to go all the way and win the state championship this year?
Let's keep playing how we've been playing all this time and then keeping our eyes on the prize.
Stay together, because, to win it all, you got to have things go your way. We've already had some unfortunate incidents this year as far as injuries, and we're going through it as we speak now. And it's tough. It's always tough to win one, let alone try to win 4, 5, 6 in a row. It's just, you have to fight through all of these things that you have to go through. And like I said, we're going through some right now where, kids have gotten injured since Saturday's game, and so I don't, you just don't ever know. You don't ever know how it's going to turn out. So, it's next man up and let's go play the game.
Well, it seems like you've got your perspective right, and we wish you all the best the rest of the season. Hopefully you can win another one of those championships that can't be taken away. But before that, congrats again on the record-breaking streak that you've got running there. So thanks so much for taking the time today to be on the program.
Okay, thank you so much for having us.
Thank you. And we'll be right back after this on AHSAA TV Weekly.
Retirement planning, investment planning, education planning, ad valorem, blah, 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 blah. Financial planners love to show their version of a perfect retirement, but what about your perfect retirement? At AmFirst Financial, we'll get to know you first, so we can make a plan for the person you'll be years from now, and future you will be glad we planned ahead. So call AmFirst Financial today. You'll thank you later.
A game without a crowd is just a scrimmage. A performance without an audience is just a rehearsal. Without your presence, high school sports and the performing arts aren't possible. Ensure that these essential extracurricular activities continue to enrich the lives of students in Alabama. Purchase a ticket to your local high school's game or performance.
This message presented by the AHSAA.
The perfect checking account doesn't exist. Not at a bank, that is. So why do you keep looking there? At AmFirst, you can get no minimum balance or monthly fees, an instant issue debit card, and free checks with unlimited check writing. But who doesn't want more? Like a rewards program you'll actually use, and convenient digital tools that make it easy to manage your account from anywhere. Now you could try and find that at a bank, or you could save yourself the trouble by checking with us.
Are you an enthusiastic sports fan? Want to have fun and get in on the action?
Heck yes, that'd be awesome.
Have great attention to detail? Want to stay active?
Definitely.
Want to give back to the student athletes in your community?
Obviously, yes.
Then you'd make an excellent high school sports official. We need more officials in Alabama, because with no high school officials, there are no high school sports. Sign up today at highschoolofficials.com.
Welcome back, everybody, to AHSAA TV Weekly. We are excited to have on the program today Deshler girls coach Jana Killen and senior guard Chloe Siegel. Welcome, guys.
Thank you.
Well, thank you so much for taking the time to be with us today. Coach, first of all, let me congratulate you on your record 750th career win earlier this season, and you were inducted into the Alabama High School Sports Hall of Fame last year. So congrats on those accomplishments.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Well, Coach, we could spend a whole segment talking about your accomplishments, but we're actually here today to talk about Chloe and her three-point shooting mastery. Chloe, just recently, you broke a record and hit 560 three-pointers in your high school career. How did it feel to reach that milestone?
It feels good because just to know that I'm the only high schooler, that's hit that much. I mean, it feels great, but I mean, of course, there's other things, I'm looking towards, like another state championship, the team is looking towards. So, I mean, it's good to sit here in the moment and just, be able to feel that. But again, I can't, just sit here and feel it that long. So.
That's right. I know you've got a lot to focus on besides just your own personal records. But let me ask you this, because not that long ago, I actually, with my sons at home, got out and we measured off to what it would be to shoot a three-pointer. And let me tell you, it was a lot farther than I thought. So tell me how you practice to get so good at this. What's your daily routine?
So I start like under the goal and I do like form shooting. And when I was a little kid, my dad would take me up to the gym all the time and just, work on form shooting. Like he wouldn't let me shoot a three-pointer until I got into like the 5th grade because I wasn't strong enough, because usually kids just want to go run out the 3-point line and just start jacking them up. But he made sure my form was perfect and I was strong enough to shoot it before, I just, would start jacking them up. And so I start with my form shooting and then move back and I just, keep going until I can't hit the goal anymore, basically.
Well, I think I've got a long way to go if I'm going to be able to even make a single one. But let me ask you this. The season's not over. Obviously, you've reached this goal at this point in the season. So as you go forward, with other games, do you think this goal is something that's going to be in the back of your mind, just how far you can take this?
I would say it is a little bit, but again, my focus is on winning the game more than just, scoring or hitting threes. I just want to come out, with the win. So.
Well, you sound like you're a real team player. And speaking of your team, and Coach, maybe you can answer this one. In order for Chloe to be able to reach a goal like this, I mean, I'm sure all of your opponents have tried to, use their defense to shut Chloe down. And so it's probably been a commitment from your whole team in order to get Chloe open so she can make these shots. So talk a little bit about the team and the dynamics and how all this works together.
We have a really special team, and it does take more than one. We have to set screens for Chloe, and we have to have the right pass. We have to get up and down the floor. So we have a really good team that plays a part in everything. We have a really good point guard that distributes well and sees the floor well, along with everybody. And like I said, we do have to set a lot of screens. So they set good screens for her. But she's very good at creating her own moves also and creating her own three.
Well, Chloe, tell us, you're a senior, so what are your plans after high school?
I'm actually going to play at the University of North Alabama.
Good for you. That is excellent. Well, Coach, the season's not over yet, so what do you see going forward for this team?
Well, what we hope is that we already get to host the area, so we hope we win the area and then get the sub-region game at Deshler and go on to Wallace and take care of business at Wallace. And, of course, our ultimate dream is to be back-to-back state champions.
Well, we wish you all the best going forward. We hope you make another state championship. And, Chloe, we hope that you continue to add to your streak. But first of all, thank you so much for taking the time out today in order to be on our program. Thank you.
Thank you.
Welcome back, everyone, to AHSAA TV Weekly. We are thrilled to welcome to our program today Saraland High School indoor track coach James Dearman. We're also going to talk with Morgan Davis and Ryan Williams. Welcome to the program, guys.
Thank you for having us. Glad to be here today.
Well, Coach Dearman, first of all, let me congratulate Saraland for its successes this year in the AHSAA indoor track and field season, and also the football season that went all the way into December, but it did put some of your athletes behind in their indoor track and field training. So how did that go, getting people transitioned from one sport to the other?
It was a good problem to have, obviously, playing for and winning a state championship in football. Very exciting. Our plan, this is the first year that we've done indoor track. Our plan going in was to start as soon as football was over with. And all of our athletes kept saying, well, when are we going to start? When are we going to start? And I coached football as well. So I kept telling them, as soon as football's over with, we're going to start. So we finished up December the 2nd with a state championship there. And then December the 5th, I believe it was, we started indoor track. So it's been a good transition. I wish we could have gotten a couple more meets in, but we also are happy to celebrate our first football state championship as well.
Well, and just overall for your athletic program, sounds like a pretty good problem to have. But tell us a little bit about this special young man, Ryan Williams, sitting there next to you.
Oh man, he is a joy to get to coach. He and some more of our athletes that we're going to get to meet Morgan as well. I tell people all the time, kind of jokingly, one of my most important jobs is I drive the bus. So I just make sure to get them to the meets. Ryan is a phenomenal athlete. He has been gifted with some special talents, and we are thrilled each day to get to watch him work. And he's very athletic, and he knows he's very athletic, but he's also humble. We were talking about a young man that won Mr. Football on a Wednesday and was at track practice on Thursday. So he does some special things.
That's pretty awesome. I was actually about to bring that up. Ryan, you were the first sophomore, I believe, in the state to be named Mr. Football for the state of Alabama. So how did that accomplishment feel? And then talk a little bit about your transition to indoor track.
It was really great. Just like I said before, it just felt good to even be in a situation to win Mr. Football. And just knowing that I'm the youngest to ever do it, it just felt even better. And the transition to indoor track, it was really like I just had to lock in and make sure I was doing whatever it took to compete.
Well, I hear that you have made your presence known in the 60-meter dash. So is that your only event?
No, ma'am. I have the 60, high jump, long jump, and the 400.
Well, my goodness, Ryan, you have a very busy schedule. Tell us, you're only a sophomore. Obviously, you run indoor track and play football. Do you play any other sports?
Well, I did play a little basketball. Yes, ma'am.
Well, you are quite a busy guy, but Ryan, we wish you all the best the rest of this season, and then as you transition from one sport to the next, and we can't wait to watch you grow. Like I said, you're only a sophomore, so we'll be watching you for a while. Well, we can't wait to welcome now Morgan Davis, who's here now with Coach James Dearman. Morgan, you are an outstanding athlete yourself. I see here that, let's see, your best effort last week in the Last Chance #3 meet at the Birmingham Crossplex. You ran the fastest 60 meters of any girl in the state this season. How did that accomplishment feel to you?
It definitely felt pretty good. I know I've been trying all season to get my start right, and I think I did a little better on my start, but I still have a lot to work on for this Friday.
Well, and not just in the 60 meters, but I also have here that you have the state's best girls long jump this season and that you've done it twice. So tell me a little bit about transitioning between something like long jump and the 60 meters.
It's really all about the mindset. It's like two different events and they're like really close together. So if I just get my mind together, it's pretty easy for me to transition from each one.
Coach Dearman, tell me a little bit, about Morgan just in your eyes and how she fits into your team.
Morgan is definitely a leader for us. She's been with us now for 4 years, and she's heard me tell this story, and I'll tell it again. But I remember whenever she was in 8th grade at her middle school. Her middle school coach reached out to me when he knew I was coming over here, and he said, "Hey, you've got a special athlete coming to you next year." And when a middle school track coach tells you that, you just kind of think, middle schooler coming to high school. And then I started looking at some of the times that she had and some of the distances in long jump. And then she competed in an indoor meet her early in her freshman year, and noticed that she had jumped a 19.2 maybe, or 19.1 in that meet. And so it really sparked my attention, and I was very excited to have her because we knew that was going to be a chance for us to win some individual state championships. And then all of a sudden COVID hit that year and we got one meet in. So we've worked extremely hard since then. Morgan worked extremely hard. And the crazy part about Morgan is she has done all of this training and jumped those 19s. She's jumped a 20 before in some summer meets. And this is the first year that she's ever got to do it at practice here at Saraland, because we just finished our first track facility. So she's been committed to doing outside work to make herself better, her and her parents, even outside of what we do here at practice.
Well, and Morgan, that is such a compliment to you and your commitment to the sport. Do you play any other sports?
Yes, I played varsity volleyball all 4 years of high school.
Wow. And Morgan, do you know what your college plans are yet?
Yes, I'll be attending the University of Kentucky on a track and field scholarship.
And that is amazing. Well, Coach Dearman, thank you so much for taking the time to talk to us today. And then Morgan and also Ryan, thank you for joining us. We wish you guys all the best of luck the rest of the season.
Thank you so much.
Welcome back to AHSAA TV. On this week's highlight segment, indoor track and bowling dominated with the Last Chance indoor track meet at the Birmingham Crossplex and the AHSAA State Bowling Championships at Gadsden's The Alley Bowling Center. Let's get into all the action. The AHSAA's indoor track and field teams flocked to Birmingham last weekend for the final tune-up before this week's State Indoor Track and Field Championships, which get underway Friday at the world-renowned Crossplex facility. First up is the 60-meter dash finals with Clay Chalkville's Jalen Mbekwe winning 6.84 time, narrowly beating Calera's Braylon Farrington and Anthony Eager from McGill-Tulane. Farrington, who has won the state's best 400-meter dash this season, and Eager, who has the fastest 60-meter time in 2023, each finished at 6.98 and 6.99 respectively. We go next to the 800-meter boys race with Vestavia Hills High School's Alex Leith and Max Armstrong crossing the finish line in a 1-2 finish. Leith won with a time of 1:49.60, best in the AHSAA this season, and puts him in a group of less than 50 high school runners across the nation that have equaled that time. We find McGill-Tulin's Anthony Eager back in action in the 60-meter hurdles, and this time he lands the gold, winning the event in 8.17 seconds over Athens' Jay-Sean Ridgel, who clocked in at 8.19. Moving next to the 3,200 meters, Auburn's record-setting cross-country standout Maxwell Harden had his personal best performance of the indoor season, winning the distance race in 8:58.87 seconds, indicating he has peaked at just the right time with a state meet later this week. And on the women's side, we watch Presley Montalvo of Satsuma winning the 50-meter dash in 7.71 seconds, nipping Alexis Anthony of Centerpoint, who finished second with a time of 7.75. The 2023 AHSAA State Bowling Championships were hosted at the Alley Bowling Center in Gadsden last week, with the finals in all 4 divisions on Friday. First up is the Class 1A 5A boys finals between Etowah and West Point, which came out of Thursday's traditional round as the 8th seed. The Warriors upset top seed Alberta in the first round of the best-of-7 Baker Format Championship bracket on the way to the finals. Etowah swept West Point 4-0 in the finals, with junior Ked Bradley leading the way as the Blue Devils, coached by Shawana Roper, took home their first bowling championship in school history. In the Class 6A 7A boys division, Sparkman defeated defending state champion Spain Park in a marathon match that went 7 games, with the Senators, coached by Lisa Ivey, taking a 4-3 win. Sparkman's lineup was comprised of Rory Donnelly, Dalton Robinson, Zachary Swaim, Alfonso Carrington, and Dalton Togo. In the girls' Class 1A 5A championship match, Beauregard swept Scottsboro 4-0 to claim the first state title. The Hornets, coached by Shane Lake, won the final match pin battle 576 to 434, with Carly Kraft and Keely Kirby leading the way. And in the Class 6A 7A finals, American Christian, which moved to the large school division this season after winning the Class 1A 5A state title in 2022, they beat Sparkman in the finals 4-2. The Patriots, coached by Bob Holly, won their second straight state bowling championship. Leading the way was Kate Olson, a sophomore who finished the traditional round on Thursday, ranked second for the most pins. Be sure to catch the AHSAA Indoor Track and Field Championships at the Birmingham Crossplex this Friday and Saturday. If you can't make it in person, these events will be live streamed over the NFHS network. Be sure to send your highlights to David Holtzford. And as always, we'll catch you right back here, same time, same place next week with even more high school sports action from around the great state of Alabama. Thanks for joining us.
There's a lot in life to smile about. Are loose dentures or missing teeth keeping you from enjoying the things you love? Don't miss out on enjoying life's precious moments. You can be you again with affordable mini dental implants. You can smile again, laugh out loud, and have your self-confidence back. Let us help you make it memorable.
I'm Dr. Rick Redmond. Call me today for a free consultation and give me the opportunity to change your life.